I was recently faced with the tragic reality that I cannot dunk a basketball. As an esports athlete and physical specimen, this came as a shock to me and many others that have been clowning me for my vertical lately. But as always, technology has listened through my walls and served me an Instagram ad for something called height lengthening surgery. I found an interview with this man whose Instagram handle is @height-lengthening. He describes height lengthening surgery as minimally invasive, but from what I can gather, they break both of your legs with a chisel and they insert a metal rod, which they then magnetically expand with a remote. And it makes you taller over time. I'm not joking. He says many times in this interview, it's a few small incisions, it's non-invasive, but I want you to know, before I continue, what I just described is exactly what this procedure entails. It was at this point I thought I really found my big break. I was like, what if my vertical isn't the problem? Okay, how high did I get? What if I could get this surgery and then be able to achieve my dream of dunking a basketball just once? I needed answers, so I went to the most reliable source that I know for news. TikTok.com. Dude, the intern that this guy hired to run his TikTok page, like, they're definitely making fun of him behind the scenes. They have him record like the same video every like 3 days. It's the same video of him like doing the pointing thing where you like are pointing to different words all over the screen. I'm gonna use royalty-free music so YouTube doesn't send a special ops team to my house to kill me, but here's some examples. I'm not exaggerating. It's the same video. Like, it's the same format. I wouldn't be surprised if they just recorded like 8 of these in a day. They gave him a few different scrubs to wear, like different colors, and then they just like uploaded them over the course of months. The way to get permanently taller is shoe lifts? No? God, I don't know. Human growth hormones? No? What about stretching exercises for the spine? Not that either. Wow. God, this is tough. What about getting a really big trench coat and standing on your friend's shoulders for the rest of your life? Oh, it's undergoing the height lengthening procedure. Dude. Who would have fucking thought? I kind of want to get into this style of content, so I'm gonna just start pointing to random places on the screen and you can just put whatever text on there you want. One weird thing I found in this TikTok was a scene from Grey's Anatomy where a character is undergoing a similar procedure.
No one wants to see me again because no one wants to date the short guy.
Chuck,
I wanted those 2 inches, Gary. I wanted them so bad.
That's what she said, or as the Zoomers say, pause. Here's a brief excerpt from a plot synopsis for that exact episode. Chuck's infection made its way deep into his bones. They have to remove the rods and go to clear out the dead tissue. Chuck cannot believe he's losing his 2 inches, but Mark says he's lucky he gets to keep his legs at all. After the corrective procedure, they have to shave off another 1/4 of an inch of Chuck's height, making him now shorter than before. That's great marketing. My deep dive of his TikTok page revealed 2 major bombshells of information that I was not aware of. Number 1, this procedure costs $75,000. I tried to Google things that cost $75,000. The best thing I could find was this 3-bedroom house in Syracuse, New York. It's got a nice yard and it's located very close to a lively bar and grill. Number 2, this procedure can at the very most grow you 9 centimeters, which is the equivalent of 3 inches. I don't know why, but when I was watching everything and reading about this, I had this image in my head of me growing like 10 inches and being the backup center for the Orlando Magic. I mean, don't get me wrong, 3 inches is big. It's a lot. I mean, if it's used correctly, it's still, it's pretty average. It's not small, please. But even if I grew 3 inches, I wouldn't be like NBA material. I mean, I don't really understand the point of this. Like, I'd still have to establish a mid-range game before I even think about joining the G League. Don't get me wrong. I totally think that 75 grand to be 5'8" as opposed to 5'5", it's worth it. I mean, if I see a guy who's 5'8", I think, wow, that guy's short. If I see a guy who's 5'5", I think, Oh my God, there's about to be a mass shooting. Here's a testimonial from a 17-year-old kid who had the surgery done. 75 grand. Yeah, dad said it was either this or college. I mean, just a tip. I'm not trying to be mean, but maybe ditch the Cookie Monster shirt. Cookie Monster is a character that babies love, and most babies are short. I think the doctor himself might have gotten this surgery. Just between these two photos, he went from 5'8" to 5'10". I fucking respect that, dude. It's like the fucking Green Goblin doing his own surgery on himself. There are some absolutely gruesome videos on this TikTok page. Like, I'm obviously not going to show them here, but it's like mid-surgery. This dude's doing like front-facing video camera. Like, what up, TikTok? And it's like a guy's femur in the background with like a big hole cut in it, like the size of a silver dollar. Haven't these men been through enough? Like, you don't have to film his bloody ass cheek while he's unconscious. Like, it's too much, man. Luckily, I was able to track down an interview with one of this guy's patients. His name is Scott. Big surprise. Unfortunately, he spent 20% of his interview complaining that people say that Tom Holland is a short king when he's 5'8", which he says is an average height. Another surprise. Here in this interview, Scott cites some of his struggles as a short man. I'm just going to quote here. Demeaning comments about height are everywhere, whether in his personal life or in pop culture. He singled out TikTok particularly, where jokes about men's height are rampant. I don't know how many times I've had to hit the dislike button for your algorithm to learn I don't want to see jokes about height, he said. He flags the TikToks as harassment and bullying, only to receive a note back that says the app reviewed the content and didn't find anything wrong. Give me a second. He goes on and he calls out by name multiple influencer TikTok girls that he feels bullied him personally. I understand how he feels. Like, my first ever post on TikTok, it was a joke about Pokemon, and I had literally thousands of 10-year-old kids calling me a simp in the comments, but I didn't react by spending $75,000 on hating women. That might not be the best analogy, but seriously, I don't want to be this guy right now, but I truly think that the solution to this problem is to delete the app. It is not to break both of your femurs and insert a metal rod into yourself to grow 3 inches while being wheelchair bound for the better part of a year. Funny enough, Scott actually didn't have $75,000, so he got on his grind and started I'm quoting from the article here, a bisexual OnlyFans, which zeroed in on people with financial domination kinks, a form of humiliation kink where clients pay him to degrade them and take their money. Most of us just call it Twitch streaming. This guy's photo should be on all those billionaire grindset Instagram pages, not the fucking Peaky Blinders guy, okay? Or the Wolf of Wall Street. We got to get Scott on there, okay? He's the new icon. He spent his savings, he got a loan, and then just sucked and fucked for the rest of the money. I can't really add much to this. Like, I'm just reading the article at this point. It's beyond parody. Like, I started reading this article laughing at Scott, and now I just respect him for his relentless perseverance and his need to break both of his femurs and risk long-term health complications to become 5'10", where most people will still probably consider him short. Not me personally. I'm just saying that tends to be the view of the masses. Scott's midway through getting the surgery. He says the biggest difference is people he has known his whole life not looking down at him. If only he knew. Anyways, I decided against getting the surgery personally when I found out it was only 3 inches, and thinking about how many Yu-Gi-Oh cards I could buy for $75,000, I decided to get out on this. But, you know, maybe this will help some of you guys at home on your journey to become 5'8". Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you like this kind of video, let me know. Consider subscribing if you're into that sort of thing.